We are ready for this project and we do everything possible to make it succeed. The Fulani contributes a lot into this livestock sector. I remember when I was with the president at the Jubilee House, I told him, I'm sure he has remembers it, I said, Your Excellency, you cannot disappoint us. He was looking at me like this. I said, the cattle industry should be developed. And do you know what he said? He said, Inshallah, it will happen. And today, I'm here witnessing a very serious program that is rearing for food and jobs. Throughout the country, we kill around 1,500 cattle a day. And in Kumasi alone, the Kumasi abattoir kills 250. Most of these animals are from the neighboring West African states like the Burkina Faso, Mali, Niger, and Co. I want each and everybody here to calculate the its pressure on our scarce resources. Assuming that we are to have our own animals, rear them here, kill them here, do we need any foreign exchange? Definitely we will use the money onto other sectors, but we are not doing it. So I'm now calling on each and every one of us to make this project a priority so that our government succeed. Those hard currencies will be used to other sectors for the benefit of the whole country.
We will be steadfast and unrelenting in implementing rearing for food and jobs, and we are confident that this will result in rapid growth in meat production and protein consumption in Ghana, leading to a healthier nation, Ghana. The immediate objectives of RFJ are self-sufficiency in meat and milk production, reducing the importation of these products, promoting exports, and establishing a solid raw material base for industrialization and value addition.
2 months ago, in Dunkwa, Onofin, in the central region, I launched the Planting for Export and Rural Development, PERD, initiative, which is concentrating on the development of selected export tree crops: cashew, coffee, oil palm, coconut, mango, shea, and rubber. Today, the campaign being launched, which will run for 5 years, that is from 2019 to 2023, will develop a competitive and more efficient livestock industry that will increase domestic production, reduce importation of livestock products, contribute to employment creation, and improve livelihoods of livestock value chain actors. In 2018, livestock local production of 57,871 metric tons accounted for only 19% of the country's meat requirements. The remaining 81% had to be imported with scarce foreign exchange resources to meet local demand. These grim statistics are an indictment on our country and on us all. And that is why it is incumbent on us to make a success of the Rearing for Food and Jobs campaign. Under the RFJ initiative, a breeding program that will significantly increase the productivity of our local animals is anticipated in all 16 regions of the country. The breeding stations that were closed down at Wawasa in the eastern region, Wulugu in the northeast region, Doba in the upper and east region, Busa in the upper west region, and Wenchi in the Bono region are being revived. The rehabilitation and reopening of the Wawasi station in the Afran plains of the eastern region has helped reduce the herder-farmer conflicts there. The station is currently accommodating some 3,000 herds of cattle with a capacity to house some 6,000. It is also a model cattle ranch to train cattle farmers in cattle ranching while solving or minimizing the farmer-herder conflicts in Ghana. Under the RFJ program, this model ranch will be replicated in regions that experience such conflicts or serve as corridors for the transhumans. In addition to the rehabilitation and reopening of breeding stations, government will procure and supply breeding animals, including sheep, goats, pigs, and cow poultry, at subsidized prices. In the 5-year period of the RFJ campaign, it is projected the 40,500 small ruminants, mainly sheep and goat, 38,000 pigs, 258,000 cockerels, and over 660,000 guinea fowls will be distributed to livestock farmers and would-be farmers throughout the country. Furthermore, 3,000 cattle farmers will benefit from a program of artificial insemination to increase average meat production. These planned interventions are indicative of the important attention now being given to the livestock sector after years of neglect. Given the sector's important contribution to the reduction of rural poverty, it is fair to conclude that this sector has been neglected for far too long. Farmers who receive sheep or goat shall pay back in kind, with 2 offsprings per adult breeder supplied, and farmers who receive breeding pigs shall pay back in kind, with 3 piglets for each breeding pig supplied. Cockerels will be supplied to farmers at 50% of the market value. Day-old chicks and guinea fowl keats will be supplied at 50% subsidy to farmers, with farmer capacity not exceeding 2,000 birds. Cattle farmers shall benefit from subsidized imported semen to improve the meat and milk performance of their cattle. The basic reason for the poor performance of livestock in many developing countries is the seasonal inadequacy of feed, both in quantity and quality. These deficiencies have rarely been corrected by conservation and/or supplementation, often for lack of infrastructure, technical know-how, and poor management. Many feed resources that could have a major impact on livestock production continue to be unused, underdeveloped, or poorly utilized, or in many cases consumed by bushfires. Under the RFJ, the aim is to develop low-tech ways of transforming millions of tons of crop waste into millions of tons of high-quality animal feed, with potential to create an industry worth millions of cedis a year and create thousands of jobs in Ghana. We live in times where globalization and deregulation have led to more transboundary and international animal mobility and trade. Now more than ever, disease alertness is crucial. Animal disease control is inevitably a major matter for Ghana. Ghana plays a significant role in disease control at both national and regional levels, and upgrading of laboratory infrastructure and human capacity development is imperative if livestock development is to be realized. Poor disease control could jeopardize the contribution of the livestock sector to food security, job creation, and general economic development for both Ghana and the West Africa region. The disease control and surveillance component of RFJ will play heed to controlling the transmission of animal disease, study of diseases, development of vaccines, as well as capacity building for technical expertise and specialized skills to improve the preparedness for dealing with the challenges of outbreaks. Government will ensure infrastructure development and refurbishment of veterinary facilities to increase the capacity of dealing with outbreaks, and which entail the acquisition of modern equipment. Also, the enhancement of the Gbong Tamale Veterinary Training College, the disease investigation farms in Techima and Savelugu, and the disease diagnostic laboratories in Accra, Tamale, and Kumasi are considered priority. Amongst other regional commitments, these laboratories and investigation farms are the Food and Agricultural Organization, FAO, designated collaboration centers for animal health and disease control. The introduction of e-agriculture in the RFJ campaign will give actors of the livestock value chain access to comprehensive and up-to-date information on livestock production, market prices, disease outbreaks, farm management techniques and practices, and above all, traceability in the livestock production sector. It is worth noting that with the introduction of electronic identification of animals, the stealing of livestock, which serves as a major drawback to production, will be drastically reduced. Chairperson, permit me to raise a concern that needs to be addressed immediately. Quite often, the success or otherwise of laudable projects, such as the RFJ campaign, depends on the extent to which they are embraced by citizens. In most cases, citizens, whilst eager to respond to the opportunities provided by government, are unable to do so due to lack of information about how to access the facilities. This has accounted for the failure of otherwise very promising projects, and the problem cuts across all sectors. I'm therefore using this platform to call upon the Ministry of Food and Agriculture to address this matter with urgency. There should be effective and extensive dissemination of information on modalities of implementation of the RFJ campaign right after the launch to ensure the needed and expected participation of citizens. When that is done, the objectives of the campaign will be achieved and the expected dividends from government's investment realized. Chairperson, ladies and gentlemen, it's important to thank Friends of Ghana for the support they have offered towards the success of this program and ultimately towards our vision of moving this country to a situation beyond aid. Agriculture remains the fuel that powers all our activity in Ghana. We ignore it at our risk. My government is not ignoring it. And I give you my pledge that farmers, food crop farmers, fish farmers, and livestock farmers will have all the support and respect they deserve from my government. We need to raise agriculture to a higher plane to be able to improve on the quality of life for our people. Accordingly, I declare the Rearing for Food and Jobs campaign duly launched. May God bless us all and our homeland Ghana and make her great and strong. I thank you all for your attention.